What's going on, guys? Welcome to this 10k Q&A video. Last week we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, so once again, thank you very much for everything you do. It's much appreciated. Now, if you didn't see the last video, I asked you guys to send in your questions via Twitter using the hashtag #AskSmiv. A lot of you did that, some of you didn't, you asked them on YouTube, but I've included them in this video, so without further ado, let's go. First question is nice and simple. It's from Connor. How old are you? I am the ripe old age of 29 years old, but I'm still down with the kids because I'm collecting stickers and playing FIFA all day long. Gabrielle asks, what team do you support? Well, Gabrielle, you obviously haven't seen the FIFA Online season series with none other than my team, Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, you Spurs. Chris asks, do you like potatoes? I'm a massive fan of potatoes. I don't think there's any more to say about that, is there? Jordan asks, who inspires you? Quite a tough question because there's lots of different people over a long period of time that's inspired me in lots of different ways, but I'll try and keep this answer as concise as possible if I can. I know it sounds a bit cliche, but you guys, my subscribers, are a massive reason that I make videos every other day, and it's a massive inspiration. You know, I put something out and there's instant feedback. There's a comment, a like, someone suggesting something, they're challenging me to do something, think outside the box, do something different, and it keeps me on my toes, and it is inspiring. It's always making me think of, you know, what can I do tomorrow, or how can I do this, or what new series can I make that's different to anyone else has done. And you guys are a massive reason that this channel is growing very quickly as it is, so thank you very much. If I could nail it down to one person though, it has to be my missus. Her name is Sharan. You might have seen her popping up in various videos recently, and she'll be in some future ones as well. For those that don't know, she is my fiance. We're getting married in September, so that's going to be a completely new chapter of our lives, and I can't wait to do it. Lucas HD Gamer asks, how did you start YouTube and why? That's a great question because a lot of you guys probably subscribed during the football season when I've actually revamped this channel, but I actually started this channel back in 2006. It's one of the oldest YouTube channels going. My first video back in 2006 was me miming to Frank Sinatra, Fly Me to the Moon. I just got my Mac, there was a little webcam in there was a piece of software called iMovie, and I just started tweaking with little effects, you know, the black and whites and the grains and stuff, and I actually really enjoyed it. I wanted to show someone. Now, because the video file was so big, I couldn't just email it or send it via MSN Messenger, which is what I used to use back then, so I found this site called YouTube, uploaded it to there, and then I just shared out the link to a couple of friends just to see what they thought. Of course, they took the piss, but a week later, my inbox was completely crammed with YouTube notifications, new subscriptions, new comments, the lot. And that's when I realised I'm going to make another video, see if these guys like it. But it wasn't really a miming video, it was just me talking to the camera about my day, ranting and raving, trying to be a bit funny and make people laugh, basically. That went down really well, and that was kind of my angle. I tried to be some sort of comedy guy. I never really considered myself to be funny, but people kind of enjoyed it, so that was what I was going to do. A few years on, I'm like the 5th most subscribed in the country. I'm getting invited to Nike events to interview Theo Walcott and Volvo, to interview Fatboy Slim and Annie Mac and all these cool people, and suddenly I'm like this presenter, and that was my thing. I thought, right, I'm going to be a presenter now. The channel was still growing, and then out of nowhere, me and 5 others were the first in the UK to be offered YouTube partnership, which basically meant we were about to earn money from making videos. Crazy. I mean, to think that you can make YouTube videos and earn money from it, that is like a dream job for me. So we crack on, the audience is still growing, the money's coming in now, but it's not as much as what these big YouTubers earn these days. But then out of nowhere, the channel was hacked, my password was changed, I managed to get it all sorted, but then when I got in there, no videos, no audience, no nothing. Back then there wasn't really anything you could do about it. That was it. You just start again and build your audience. This was way before sort of Google was in place, where they had all these backups and security measures. So unfortunately, that was me done. I always did miss the YouTube thing, and I said I'd get back into it if I found a kind of niche or a thing that I wanted to do. And I always struggled to sort of make videos a lot of the time because there was no inspiration. Nothing was happening in the world for me to talk about or rant or rave about, or nothing just generally happened. But something that I did love, and something that was always happening pretty much, was football. And I thought, you know what? I'll make a channel dedicated to football, whether it be FIFA or collecting stickers or betting or anything like that, and here we are. Welcome to the new channel. That was quite an in-depth answer there, but now you know. FUT Riser asks, do you plan on doing YouTube for a long time? The honest answer is I don't know. I'd love to be able to say yes, I do YouTube for a long period of time, but hey, I've got responsibilities, I've got bills to pay, which is why my business that I run, that earns my money, gets me by day to day, and YouTube is kind of going around that at the moment. But if YouTube was to grow so much that it surpasses my business, then yeah, hey, I'll be doing it for a long period of time for sure. Sarah asks, what are those trophies behind you? What Sarah's actually referring to is the trophies that sit behind me on my chest of drawers when I play FIFA. Those are 3 of my favourite trophies from Sunday League football back in the day. There's another 70 odd in the loft wrapped up in newspaper, but I've kept those 3 down there as a reminder of the good times. Stephen asks a very similar question, but more specifically, what is the hat on the trophy in the background? So this is my granddad's hat from the war. He was part of the King's Own Scottish Borders. He did all of his training for the army up in Scotland, which were then deployed out to Asia. I think it was Japan specifically for World War II. But he was so young that he didn't get deployed straight away, and by the time he was going to go, the battle was over. So I got to see him alive with no wounds or anything like that. Unfortunately, he died when I was 5, but I do have fond memories of those early years. Innately Drake asks, if you were able to play 3 games for the rest of your life, what would they be? Now I've had some time to think about this, and I'm going to go with FIFA, just because, GTA, because there's a hell of a lot to do on there, and lastly I've come to the conclusion that this is actually my favourite game of all time. Now when I was younger, aside from football games, my favourite other type of game to play was the mystery ones, where you sort of solve clues and you got objects. It was like a point and click thing. And the first type of game like that I played was Monkey Island, and there was a couple of different versions of that, and I played all of them, completed them. Great game, loved it. After that there was a game called Broken Sword, which was very similar but a lot better in terms of graphics and stuff, and I completed all of them as well. Absolutely loved that. And then most recently, I say most recently, it was probably about 14-15 years ago, but it was a game called Shenmue, which was on the Dreamcast. They brought out Shenmue 2 as well on the Xbox, and they need to make Shenmue 3, because the second one was left on a bit of a cliffhanger. But Shenmue as a game, bit of a cross between GTA and those point and click games I just mentioned. That is my third choice. So if you don't know what Shenmue is, go and check it out because it's fantastic. Billy asks, can you do a series where you play subscribers in FIFA? Could I? Of course I could. Will I? I'm not too sure. If there's enough demand, then leave a comment below saying, nice suggestion, Billy. Zach asks, would you rather FIFA stop being made or Palmer's be disbanded? I'm sorry for all the FIFA lovers out there. Actually, there's probably not many now that EA have done all these changes, but hey, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to go with sticking with Palmer's FC. I'd rather FIFA wasn't made because there's nothing better than the real game, and it's all about Palmer's FC at the moment, I tell you. Toughboy69 asks, why and when did you start the Sunday League football? That's another great question, and there's a bit of a story behind it, but every year me and some of the guys meet up to do the Wolfgagen, and it basically stands for World Championships of Football Accumulators and Grand National. It's a day out where we spend just having a hell of a lot of fun, and it's all around football accumulators and the Grand National, of course. It was 2013, the 3 PM kickoffs were at half time, and I suggested to the guys, why don't we just get together, see if we've still got it, and bring the football team back together. Most of them said yes, a few said no unfortunately, but we got a few extra friends on board, and suddenly we have a football team and we were competing. Sereno Keane asks, and I hope I said that right, would you rather Luke never gets injured and Wazza never does the victory dance, or Luke keeps getting injured and Wazza keeps doing the victory dance? Bit of a conundrum there, but if we said to Luke, don't ever get injured, he'd probably still manage to get injured. So what we'd do is we'll carry on with Luke getting injured and Wazza can continue doing the victory dance. He hasn't done it for a while, so let's see if we can get him back doing it. Sam asks for Tongan and Dyer or Super Dan and Graham. I think that's quite an obvious answer there. We all know it's all about Super Dan and Graham. Sam, you cheeky boy, you've got another question in here, and you asked if the team were offered the chance to take over the LTD name right now after carrying the name of Palmer's, would you do it? Again, if you haven't seen the history lesson video, this explains who LTD are, but long story short, LTD were the team that we all played for when we were younger. In reference to the question though, would I take the LTD name now? No, because they didn't really want us. They wanted us to pay X amount of money for the name, but we'd already sort of done everything. We'd already got a kit and a ground. So the fact of that, and we've had to play them, I never thought I'd have to play against LTD, but they've made us do that. I've just kind of lost my my love for them, if you know what I mean. So no, it's all about Palmer's FC. Come on you Palmers. Bradley asked, where did Wazza learn to dance?
Hello mate, alright?
Yeah, not bad. Just a quick one.
Uh-oh, yeah, go on.
Where did you learn to dance?
Why?
Someone's asked me.
Are they mugging me off?
No, it's just a question.
Where did I learn to dance? In his bedroom in front of the mirror.
And there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth, in the bedroom in front of a mirror. I've actually got a question from a Palmer's FC player, and it is actually Super Dan, and he says, is it true that you have size 6 feet? Yes Dan, I can confirm I have size 6 feet, and I do understand that that is quite small for a grown male, but hey, you know, I have to live with it, and if anything, I do save a lot of money on shoe polish. Flaming Football asks, who is the best player on your team? Your opinion. I'm actually not liking this question, because whoever I say, the rest of the team are going to hate me for it, but hey, I'm going to answer anyway, and for me, the best player on the team, in my opinion, is Connor. The fact that just what he does on the ball, he's just so composed, he's very skillful, he's strong as well, and all this coming from an 18-year-old. He's a lot younger than all the players that he plays against on a Sunday, and he just kind of stands high and above them still. So for me, Connor is the best player in our team. Tom asks, what would you prefer to happen, Nosey to break his leg or Connor to break his ankle? So right there, you're taking two of the most influential players in the team and telling them to break some bones. And I'm not going to have it. I'm going to say, you know what, I'll break both of my legs and both of my ankles just so they can continue playing, and I think they'll thank me for that. And finally, Mohammed asks, will there be an official Palmer's FC logo? That's a great question, and I can confirm there will be an official Palmer's FC logo for next season and going forward as well. I don't want to give too much away, but what I will say, guys, is get your Photoshop ready because you're going to be needed. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of the questions. Thanks to everyone that sent them in. I hope you know me a little bit better now, and thank you to everyone that subscribed and getting us to 10k. If you want to continue to support the channel, drop a like on this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and be sure to check out all the other football content on this channel. I will see you in the next one. Peace.